Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lightbringers podcast, season 4, episode something 21, potentially. Yes, you cannot be heard at the moment, guests, because you're obscene people with disgusting ways, just the worst, and they're trying to put me off and stuff. Today we're going to be talking about homesteads, the wonderful homestead that's going to be coming toward. Oh my god! I can't do this. Okay, they can't hear you. Okay, I'm going to put the audio on now for all of you. So don't say that. So I'm going to literally. You're all on now, so you can now stop.
Oh. Hello. Hi, everyone.
Oh my good lord.
Hi.
Oh, that was hard. No pun intended.
Oh my gosh, who did that? We didn't even do that one. I was ready to be proper. I was ready to be just like totally vanilla. Here we are.
We were here talking about setting cement. Like that's all that we were talking about. That's why it gets really hard.
Cement.
Just polishing pickles.
Set.
That's what we've been doing.
Polishing pickles, setting cement, and polishing
handling hardwood.
It was good.
Of course,
it was good.
we are definitely back. We are definitely back.
We're so back.
We are so back. Yes. We are talking about Homestead. The new Homestead is coming to Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity, and the fact that the expansion is coming out next month. It is almost here. It was supposed to be here
Oh my god, it is.
already, but it's next month.
I was like, oh wait, we're in September.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, the summer is over soon.
Yes.
It's not over yet, technically.
My brain just like exploded for a second. I was like, next month? What month are we in right now?
Yeah. Tuesday the 28th. So, it's still a while away. So on Tuesday, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks away. So on this coming Tuesday. So it's still a bit of time. Still a bit of time to get the Astral Acclaim, get some of those rewards, get stacked up to 1,300 or whatever the max is, so you could instantly buy the stuff which is coming out. I don't know if there's much more information they're going to release to us about the expansion, to be fair. We'll find out. We did have a big thing though, and it was the newest homestead. But first of all, we're going to do a little bit of an intro because we haven't seen people for a while. And I think we're just going to I think intros are more important than outros because I'm realizing that people watch the beginning of the video and may not get to the end. So we're going to switch it and we're doing intros and we do a small outro at the end. But Rookery, we've not seen you for a while. Good to see you. I missed you, my friend. How are you doing? What are you doing? Tell us things. What you do and all stuff.
Do you have a fun themed question for me, Jebro?
Oh shoot, that's a fun thing question. Okay, this is true. I stopped doing those a long time ago. If you were to take one meal with you on a desert island that you would never run out of, what would it be?
Oh man, Jeb, well that's a hard one. Come on.
That was the question that came into my head because we were talking about cooking.
Okay.
So everyone think.
I think it would have to be chicken tikka.
Oh.
I cannot stop myself from eating chicken tikka masala. I love it. Look, there's a lot of other food I eat a lot of, but like that is one of the only foods that at every day, every hour, every minute, I'm like, yeah, I'm in the mood for that. So probably that's what I'd bring. Yeah, thank you.
That was actually a very easy answer as soon as you said it was going to be difficult.
I mean, I ran through a lot of potential. Ramen was in there. You know what I mean?
Sure. Oh dear.
Oh.
Ramen destroyed Rook, apparently. Oh, there we go. Rook's back now. Ramen, we lost you. We lost you at ramen. Yeah, and you just went like you were eating ramen, like you were about waiting for ramen, and then you came back.
Ramen and dumplings were like the other main contenders, but I think that's what it's going to be. But yeah, hi, I'm Rook. Hi there. If you haven't seen me for a while, I had the pleasure of being on one semi-recently, but life, work, etc. has just kept me busy and away from my Lightbringers, and I'm so glad to be back with all of you. Yes. We missed you. I missed you. But yeah, I'm Rook. I do a lot of MMORPG content. I love playing a lot of them, Guild Wars 2 being one of my absolute favorites, and I do both streaming on my own channel. I do YouTube videos, which is also Rookery. That's ROOKURI. And I do a lot of esports content. That's the thing I do a lot of now, and it's largely why I haven't been here. But I do a lot of esports for particularly World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14 as well. So if you tune into Mythic Dungeon International or other events, you might see me there if I'm not live on my own channels. But that's me. Yeah, you can find me again, twitch.tv, Rookery, ROOKURI. And we just honestly love spreading good vibes about games that we play and getting to talk about all the things that we're excited about. Or, you know, even have just good, meaningful conversations, because not everything has to always be a glowing review, but it's always good to talk and share. So
awesome. Rick, thanks so much. Good to see you. Glad you're here. We missed your face. Engel at Meow. Good to see you. We hung out last weekend during PAX West at the Guild Wars 2 Pie. We got to have some fun there and hang out and chat and drink some drinkies. How you doing? Tell us what you do. What's going on?
I'm doing good. Do I get to answer the food question too?
Oh, everyone's doing it. Yeah. This isn't no one is exempt other than
would
me.
bring fettuccine Alfredo 100%. That's like
yes.
Wow,
I can't tell if that's a good reaction or a bad one, but I do love
It's not a good one.
Not a good one. Okay, well, I like to carb up. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway,
it's because of the cheese, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean with good cheese.
We talked about beer and cheese and way off on
I had a traumatic experience with fettuccine Alfredo. It used to be my favorite.
Oh shit! Okay.
I can't do it anymore, but I love that for you.
Okay.
When we come to you, you can share
all of yours.
Yes, I'll give you mine. Yes.
Okay.
Goodness.
Yeah,
well, I stream on Twitch. I also post videos to TikTok and Blue Sky. I am a Curse cosplayer, so I cosplay people, places, things from around the Guild Wars 2 universe to raise money for charity. And I also have been dabbling a lot into beetle racing lately. And I think that's all for me. Excited to be here. Excited to see you all.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, welcome back. Fornax, good to see you again. It's been a little bit. How you doing? Tell us what you do, where you do it, and also your favorite food to take. Why do I say? You know when you say that under your breath, you say under your breath, like under your breath. Like you just say it a bit. You did quite a bit of that.
That was
Say it under the microphone.
yeah, oopsie. So, hey, I'm Fornax, the Crichton Herald. Pop over to YouTube. The Crichton Herald is my channel. I make content over there about Guild Wars 2 and other MMOs. And I don't have a favorite food. Oh, this is so weird. I don't have a favorite food. I don't have a favorite movie. I don't have a favorite color.
Oh no!
It is what I want at the moment.
It could be just a food that you would take there. It doesn't have to be your favorite. No, you don't have to commit that hard.
What type of island are we on? Is it warm? Is it cold?
And I said desert island,
Probably,
so you know it's warm there. It's warm.
Well, no, but like Antarctica is technically a desert, right?
True.
Yeah,
so,
Jesus.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm autistic. Specificity.
Look,
I'm going to set these parameters. I'm doing it.
Okay.
It's going to be a hot, jungle climate, beachy kind of island.
that works.
Oh, hell. Okay, so fair enough. Hell on earth with sand. Amazing. So I will want ice cream. Yeah, ice cream.
Ice cream is
Preferably,
good.
like vanilla with some fruit. I like vanilla and fruit. I think that's
I mean,
nice.
ice cream is an option for sure. Yeah. I mean, you're getting
Very nice.
I mean, how I'm keeping my ice cream on the desert island is anyone's guess, but you know,
In your stomach.
yeah, absolutely.
The
Yeah,
thing is,
okay.
because you get the option, there's no like storing the ice cream isn't an issue. It's just there.
It's like magic
It
ice
just
cream.
exists.
I mean, if I could have magic ice cream, then I am totally signing up for that. But yes, that would be it. Yeah.
That would be possibly my option. I do enjoy ice cream, even though I can't eat it because of.
I am starting to regret the fettuccine Alfredo on these
especially on the desert islands. Well,
God.
Fornax, where can people check you out, Fornax?
So it's over on YouTube, the Crichton Herald. I think it's Fornax the Herald as well. In some places, it's Fornax the Herald on Blue Sky. So yeah, and it's Fornax, Fornak, and the Herald. And I hope you know how to spell that. God help you if you don't. Yeah.
Wait, it's not with an X? Fornax?
It's with an X, right?
Yeah.
X. You said K.
Fornax. Did I what?
You said
You did say K.
Fornax.
You said
Did I say K?
Yeah.
K.
God help me! I can't even spell my own name.
I was like, Fornax, I've
Fudge.
literally been spelling your name wrong the entire time, and you're so
X.
nice
It's
that
an
you just
X.
never changed it or told me
Oh,
to.
It's
Is it?
fine. No,
I
no,
mean-
no. It's an X. It's an X. It's after the constellation Fornax, which means furnace in Greek.
Ooh.
Oh, fire.
Or
That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes so much sense, actually, now.
Sorry.
No, your
Yeah,
name.
I don't make sense. Yeah.
No,
do make
it
sense.
does make
You're
sense.
brilliant.
The name makes sense for
Okay.
you. Absolutely does.
Thank you.
Pure fire.
That's all I have to say now. You can move on. It's fine. We're done.
Okay,
I
excellent.
scream and I can't spell my name. Perfect
Now, and I
start to the
don't know.
podcast.
I don't know how to spell my name anymore either. I'm just like, is this actually my name? After that revelation,
I might have had a stroke. Yeah, sorry.
calm down. I was sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Kroof. Wow.
Hi, everybody.
Tell us what you do, where you do it, and the food, and possibly if I've been spelling your name wrong this entire time.
I will reinforce the spelling of my name. But hi, everyone. I'm Kroof. I stream here on Twitch, usually on the weekends, and I have a YouTube where I cover a lot of Guild Wars 2 content, and I've been peppering in some World of Warcraft stuff, getting ready for midnight. So having a lot of fun with the various
And Baldur's Gate 3.
MMORPGs.
You were streaming yesterday.
Yeah, we did stream Baldur's Gate 3 yesterday. This is true.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It was fun. It was very fun.
Mhm.
You know, having a lot of friendships with people. And the
Mhm.
question as to what I would bring, yeah, I would probably just bring like one celery stalk because fiber and hydration. It's really refreshing. And I'm like, you know,
That's
so
not
full.
a meal, Kroof.
And it's like I have one. I'm like, oh, I'm so full. You know.
So
okay,
maybe
Kroof, that's very cute for you, and I love it. But also,
you would die.
well, you need to bring one single bland, watery celery stick to this island.
Yeah. I mean,
You would
other than that, I'd
actually
probably have
die.
like probably a big ass bowl of fried rice. That'd
Okay,
probably be
that's
like my
Just a bowl of
Oh, because then you could put the celery in the fried rice.
That's
We're going with the fried rice
grim.
option.
Wow. Celery. Oh,
Saddest
I'm
Saddest
so
answer.
disappointed.
But like also it's like, you know, really convenient because it's like travelable. You don't have to have a bowl or anything. You just you know.
You're on a desert
Yeah.
island where you're not going anywhere.
I have a lot to do. I have the infrastructure and I have the political surface to like establish at this island.
Oh, after what I see, so after a while, you're going to accumulate so many celery sticks that you make a raft out of it.
No. No, I'm eating that.
I'm eating that. Okay, great. Go see Groove and stuff. Please welcome. It was good to see you. It is good to see you. Thank you so much. I don't know what I'm going to say anymore.
This sounds like an
I'm just,
outro.
so confused about
Thank you so
celery.
much for being here,
I'm just
guys.
so confused.
Great podcast today, everyone.
We're going to talk about we're talking about a desert island. Actually, yes, that makes sense. The whole thing, it wasn't actually even because of the Troya. Wow. Okay. Make sure you check out the Lightbringers podcast every other Sunday-ish, kind of, or when things are known or talked about on twitch.tv/JebroUnity 12 p.m. Pacific or 7 p.m. GMT. That time may change around as we start to exit summer, and GMT never changes, but like, well, our time it actually won't change at all. YouTube.com/JebroUnity. I'm still confused. Like the celery and then Fornax with a K. I'm just like, my brain is like, wow, what's happening? Go and check out on the Troycast, the podcast, twitch.tv/JebroUnity, which I already said. YouTube.com/JebroUnity. There on Spotify, all the things. See you later. This has been the show. It's been great. Take
Oh,
care.
wow.
I hope
We
you
said hi,
will.
we said bye.
Excellent.
If y'all want to know what about Homesteads, just go watch Guild Wars 2's official YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
they can tell you everything. We don't need to talk about it. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
So-
You picked a terrible week to give up glue sniffing, Han. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know.
What's on the docket, Jebro?
Yeah.
We're
should
going
we
to go and talk about some
Homestead?
figs and stuff. No, wait, that's not the right
Yes.
one. It's which one is it? It's the
Homestead.
video.
We're talking
Homesteads.
about homesteads
We
today.
are. There's going to be a
Jeff.
new homestead. I've got it on the screen as well, in case you're not sure what that means. Homestead is a homestead, which is a settlement which you can build on in Guild Wars 2. It's Guild Wars 2 answer to housing, which is wonderfulness. And with the expansion and with future expansions, I'm not sure if they've confirmed with every expansion, but we will get a new homestead. So we're going. It's in Visions of Eternity. We have a wonderful island, which is. I'm going to go back. I've got the video open, but actually, there's some other stuff maybe we can talk about before, because obviously we've got our homestead in Jamthea Wilds. Where do I even start with this? This is a good point.
Well, I will say that if you want to have access to the new homestead, you have to have the
Yes.
Jamthea Wilds expansion.
That
Yeah,
is a good point.
it's not included in the new expansion. I don't think that's a fantastic idea, but they
Really?
have their technical reasons to do that. So yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, I actually, I don't mind. I think I guess it kind of reminds me, I mean, it's like part of the features of a new expansion, right? That, you know, if you have that expansion, you're going to also get access to the homestead. But I think they did sort of qualify, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the updates and things to the actual like system itself, the convenience, UI stuff, you know, new things that you can do, like completely deleting your house off of the island, or you know, duplicating, you know, item kind of things, like all of those new features that they're bringing in will apply to all homesteads universally. So you can still do, you know, the previous ones. It kind of would be nice, though, to be fair, for next, I think, if they had some kind of base home that everybody could have access to, even just with the core
Oh
game or
yeah,
other
it should come with the
things.
core game.
And then
100%.
you would get like
Yeah,
other
agree.
homesteads. I think that'd be nice, yeah.
I will say that you can, so the functionality that they're rolling into the new player housing system is actually being rolled into the Guildhall system as well. So all the templates, all the layouts, all the bits and
That's right.
pieces like that. And all you need to have in order to play with this is permission to lay decorations, and actually permission to remove all decorations, which is quite a lofty thing for a guild rank, to be honest. But yeah, because you can mess up somebody's day. But yeah, I like the fact that this is basically just like a branch off of the guild halls, and we each get our own like little unique guild hall. I think it's great, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's very true. I forgot about that. I kept mentioning guild halls and they kept switching off because maybe my attention on guild halls was left when they left it. Sorry. They did do that though. Well, that's what homesteads are now. It's fine. Yes, so there's quite a few cool little bits and bobs they've brought in with homesteads. When you first get into your homestead, you're going to be able to basically say, you know, pack up all your stuff and go to your new home, or stay where you are, and all this kind of stuff. But there's loads of it's interesting the way that they ordered this, because the way I want to ask questions and talk about it isn't the way they kind of ordered this when they did the whole playthrough and all the things. So I'm like, okay, which way do I go? First of all, we're just going to look at the actual homestead, I think, because
Yeah,
that's the
I think
most
starting
important part of it.
superficially and visually, we'll take a look at the new island homestead that's in Castora, because this is a
Castora, that's
very big departure from the setting of Jamthea Wilds, like being
Oh yeah.
in the mountains and very foresty. This is very tropical and beachy.
Big contrast. And also important to note, just in case anybody missed what we're looking at on stream, or you're just listening to the audio version as well, they did release a blog post about all of these home details, and then also did a live stream as well, which you can find on YouTube and the Guild Wars 2 channels, Twitch, etc. So if you want to see this yourself, like, go check that out too. But yeah, it's a very like the new islandy vibe. I like how it contrasts a lot with Jamthea Wilds, Jeb.
Yeah, it's completely different. You said Castora, Kroof, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is it that you're kind of? You were like on a roll, I think, with some explanation or talking about it. Had you stopped? Were you continuing on to talk about something else, or did I feel like I was maybe like there was some roll that you were on, and like you don't have to continue the roll?
No. I mean, I guess if we shall just, I mean, with where the stream went, I think one of the first things they did was show off the island. And I think just laying the groundwork for what this new region is. We are heading into a new expansion in completely unknown territory. We've never visited this region of Castora before. So it's their opportunity to kind of show off and lay the foundations for what we're going to be visually experiencing. We've seen that in trailers, but here we get to see an actual in-game playthrough of it, where we get to see all the new foliage. We get to see the water features with like the beaches, and the water will creep into the sand, creating these small pools. And then as they go around the island, you see that there is this somewhat of a hill. They kept calling it a volcano. It's not technically a volcano, but there is magic that is spewing out of it. So it's kind of reminiscent. There's even an underground caverns section of this island. The Hearth's Glow had like watery areas and a basement. We have an entire crystal cavern that we can explore. So this feels like there's a lot. Well, in my opinion, this excites me more thematically in terms of like a region to decorate in and to explore. It's very reminiscent of my own like time growing up near beachy cities and beach areas.
That's nice. Yeah, Engel and Fornax as well. What are your first kind of impressions when you have you seen bits and pieces of this? Are you interested? Are you excited to be on an island instead of Gen Fear Wilds, and also Rookery as well?
Yeah, I am actually pretty excited. They showed like the ley line writing you can do around the map. So I'm thinking about like, oh, you could get like good visuals showing off your map to people and just checking out everything that you've done. But the house actually was really intriguing to me. The fact that it's this ship that's kind of looks like it's stuck with its nose in the ground, and then they built the house up inside. Because I just finished the book Sea of Sorrows, and Kobaya builds his house in a similar manner. And if you don't know that book, Kobaya is one of the main characters who rebuilt Lion's Arch. And so I was like, oh, this is like lore wise kind of stylistically accurate as well. So I was really excited first impression wise with that.
Interesting. Can I let me ask a question. How did they get that ship that way? Like I think they said it on the podcast. I'm like, so how?
Magic.
Magic. Oh, that's Kruf's answer from previous podcasts.
No, I mean, I think that I love what Engel brought up because it's such an aesthetic. Like, I'm not a huge beach person personally. Sorry, Kruf, my bad. But
don't. Hey,
you know, I'm like,
I love the snow. I grew up in this. I don't need any more of it.
People are okay. I like that things.
It's fair, yeah. The sort of mountain aesthetic of Janthier Wilds appealed to me a bit more generally. But one thing I've always loved is that Lion's Arch kind of vibe. Like, you know, Engel was pointing out that there's something in a fantasy setting that is so fun about this city, like built, you know, from shipwrecks and pirates and all these other things, and seeing the way that they've like repurposed these things into this place that they live, and they've built this huge city off of. And the fact that we had like the return of Old Lion's Arch, where people got to see a lot more of that architecture, was really cool. And now having a house that also emulates that, I love it. And I've seen some folks that aren't as big into like the lore or don't know it as much, but we're kind of seeing some of this, and they were like, a house built of like a ship in the sand, that's so cool. And I was like, yes, play Guild Wars 2. Because you know, some of them had dabbled or other things, but they just, you know, they had not seen as much of that or had as much history with it, or they were seeing it for the first time ever, and they were like, wow, this aesthetic is really cool. And I was just like, yeah, this is part of the fantasy of this game. So however they do it in like a fantasy world, who knows? But sometimes I think it's fun just to have liberties with the fact that like you are in a fantasy setting, you know, do stuff like that. It's really cool.
And magic. I think magic is a good solid answer. And
in terms of the lore of the area in the trailers, we do see a few other assets of shipwrecks on the islands of Castora. So I think they're playing a lot into this motif of shipwrecks. Maybe a storm kind of like changes and alters your course, and people end up on this island without necessarily being intended to, beach here. They crash land here. So that might just be the overarching theme for these lands.
Fornex, what do you think?
I love the aesthetic. The reality of beach is not great. The aesthetic of beach is beautiful, right? I love the azure waters. Yeah, I love the waters. I love the kind of like the dormant volcano that we're in. It's beautiful. It's such a contrast to Janthe Wells. I am a mountain girl. Like I'm from Cumbria, which is as close to we get in England as to mountains, and so I like the kind of like woodsy vibe, but I did not like the Janthe Wilds homestead because I didn't like the color palette. I found it really oppressive. The reds and the rusts, and you can't really do anything. And they haven't brought out any like greenery packs that you can like change things. And it's
not very
it's
vibrant. You mean
it's just oppressive, right?
It feels very autumnal to me.
Like,
if you like dead stuff, excellent. Dead foliage, this is your map, but not for me. Anyway, sorry, that was mean. It's an aesthetic. Some people like it. It's not my cup of tea.
It's not mean.
It's very, it's like Elder Scrolls. It's basically literally everything in the game is like that.
I love dead stuff. So I love
cool.
That's why I'm a necromancer.
There you go.
That's why I bring all my undead. We have a great time there. So
that's right. Right.
It's like the freshly peeled flying mount that they did. Not my cup of tea. Look, if you like your mounts inside out, babe, you have fun. It's just not my Cryptus mounts, not my cup of tea. But this is beautiful.
The weapon skins that you loved as well, which the only set I got from like an expansion just to spy Fornex, so I could wear them in like gameplay streams.
Wow. I think I called it abattoir chic.
That's right.
You did.
Yeah, that's right.
You did.
Bloody hell.
Oh, so good. Off the cusp. Love it.
Oh my god. But no, I love the aesthetic of this. This is like island adventure, beautiful, like Hello Kitty island adventure, which is like great. I love. Right. And it's so pretty. And I love the fact that the house is completely modular. So it is built of pieces. You can take this down, you can put it in the other ugly place, and you can change it to a shipwreck cove, or you can have it here. You can do all that. I love that. And I love the fact that we've got walls now, that we don't have to like jury rig everything. We're not MacGyvering our house together. There are walls now that we can use and stuff. Sorry, MacGyver's probably like it's incredibly old comment. I don't know any up-to-date ones, so if anyone can translate for me.
Chewing gum, silver foil with a door and a piece of string, and
you make a nuclear weapon in your basement. That's what you do.
Were one of my biggest criticisms of the homesteading system when it first released, because I was like, oh, I get to like make things, and then I quickly realized any wall type structure that people were just needing to use like huge columns or really thick materials, and it was very difficult to get that feel. So I'm really happy that they've leaned into like more structured systems like walls, roofs and tiles and whatnot. So, and especially giving it to us.
Doorways. We have doors.
Yeah,
they have functioning doors now that actually will move and even open and close.
I remember why I didn't. Now I remember why I didn't get into this as much before. Yeah. It's because I couldn't build stuff.
Yeah.
Like
period.
Without having to it just felt like it was too time consuming because I didn't actually have the structural pieces to make a structure or a hut, or it was just like you had to use something else to do this, or already a structure and then you had to mess about with it. And I think I was just like, I just want to have walls and then door frames and then a door. And I think that when you think of a housing feature, you think about survival games where you create when you create structures, you've got all of these bits, you've got all these pieces that are very specific that you really need to just make the house. It's like we've got so much stuff that you can put into the house. Like housing is more about also the structure that you're creating, I think. And with that structures, and I'm not saying you can't create awesome structures from all the stuff they have. You can, obviously, we've seen that. I think that was the missing link for me, I think. And that makes sense for me.
I think it's interesting because I do think that housing appeals to like two splits almost, right? Like within that housing umbrella, there are folks who like to focus more on the idea of decorating or like the interior design aspect. And then there are folks who really like to do the construction and the sort of constructive efforts where they can like visualize something and then like build out some huge castle or stuff like that. And of course, I think that like within housing, people can and do enjoy both aspects. But I think that trying to figure out when you're freshly unleashing a housing system into a game, how you do that is something that's daunting, no doubt. And I can't criticize too much the route they took with kind of being like, okay, we will provide a house first, we will do decorations and interiors and stuff for that house, and then we can keep building the amount of stuff that we have in the game. I mean, of course, I think ideally, probably it would have released with a little bit less of a time gate on a lot of the furnishings and like things like that, where you would have access to some more kind of basic things. And there would have been like a pretty solid construction kit and then a pretty solid decorating furnishing kind of kit. But I don't dislike that they started it, but I'm very, very happy to see that we're getting more. And I can't help but wonder if like the Janthier Wilds housing, you know, may have even resonated more with you, Fornax, if they had already right from the start had like a massive greenery pack like you were talking about, right? So if you wanted to make the whole island a beautiful floral meadow that was like this gorgeous thing you might encounter in the middle of the mountains with like a stream running through it, and like you could actually do that versus kind of where they started, which felt very much like, yeah, they obviously just needed to get some furnishing and get the system established and then be able to iterate. And I hope that they do more and more, because I agree, Jeb, I think a lot of folks probably started and then were like, oh, cool, sure, yeah, okay, well, I can craft some furniture, but it's kind of hard to do other stuff, so like maybe I'll let this sit for a while, or you know, so on and so forth. Whereas like if they'd had a toolkit right off the start, I think it would have been a little stronger. But this is going to bring more, and it is focusing on expanding that. So I think that given the fact that our expansions are once per year, it wasn't too long a wait to have to wait. So hopefully this like expands it even more.
Welcome to Visions of Eternity. We now have doorways and walls with the addition of this special
functioning
guest,
doors,
roofing.
Functioning doors.
You too
and
can build a house.
pineapple choya.
Yeah, well, that's probably the most important thing.
They're huge, by the way, and I really appreciate their size. They're like not the same.
Are massive.
Yeah, I mean, you get
What are we talking
graded
about
by
now?
one as well. Like we're talking about, I didn't go there.
Now I'm hearing what I
did
just said, but
actually go there. So just saying, I didn't go there. That was not me. But we're actually welcomed by
It's a pineapple.
Yeah, we're welcomed by a
this is
pineapple.
This one I think is smaller. It also has a cat backpack, and then there's some more that I think they spawn in, and those ones are like the size of a char.
Well, they're in the ground, and then you trigger them by pressing F or something, and then they come out of the ground, and they're huge. They're just massive.
As big as Sarah's character.
Yeah, that's right. They were saying it was as big as like
the char, I think.
The char, and they're also almost the same size as Richie Procopio. By the way, just as a side comment, Richie Procopio and Sarah Davis did a great job on the stream. It was really, really fun. I saw Ingo, you were there live watching. I couldn't watch live, unfortunately, because I was not here. But it was a wonderful thing to watch. Like, we're watching it back, like I watched the whole thing through. It was just fun. They were just having fun with it, and it was really nice to see them playing in the game, like, you know, just enjoying the game as just gamers, whilst also just and then because they were showing off their homesteads, and they were like, oh, I really love this, and they were just really love that. They're really passionate about the game that they're part of and the game that they're creating. It was just really, really nice, I think.
Which brings us on to, oh, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say my favorite moment though was when Sarah detoured into showing off her Halloween jumping puzzle. It was like I had an opportunity and an audience, and I'm gonna show everybody. It was really great. So thank you for doing that, Sarah. It's awesome.
It was very cool. It was actually a really good homestead, to be fair. Like, it was nuts. Really, really good. Next, you were going to say something.
Well, so what I was going to say was exactly that. She kind of jumped over to her fantastic Halloween themed jumping puzzle, and because of how they've set these homesteads up, she can save just that specific part of it, and then you can splice like different areas together so that you can have this like unique. Like you can pinch things from your friends also if you're allowed, and you go, I love your little tea room up here, and I'm going to grab that. And that I love the fact that they put so much thought into it. There are some features that I would still like to see coming up, like items locking together, because at the moment individual items you have to move them individually, whereas in for example in WoW's new housing system you can lock items together and move them as a group. And but when you think that this is just like a fun additional feature to a large role-playing game, and considering like some of my favorite games are like Animal Crossing, where I did like make like a valleys and flowers, and it was all I could just do that all the time. But considering that this is just like a fun add-on to this massive role-playing game, I think that they really have like pushed out the space, and you can see how much they influence what World of Warcraft is doing with how the interface works and how the scaling is working and all the rest of it. So I always feel like Guild Wars 2 is kind of punching above its weight and kind of has this outsized influence. Just look at like flying. We have these beautiful flying mounts. World of Warcraft's mount system was super boring. They introduced the kind of flying system. They kind of wholesale pinched it, which is fine. That's what happens when you're innovating in the space. And now all gamers are kind of benefiting from that. So I love that, and I love that we have this iterative housing system that I think is just going to get better and better.
I love that you brought up the templates, because the templates are probably one of the things that are like my absolute favorite things that they're bringing in. And you're so right, because I honestly felt bad. Guild Wars 2 comes out with homesteads. We're praising it on Lightbringers. We're talking about it. I'm talking about it on my channel. I'm like, this is one of the best systems in housing right now in MMOs, and it's true, it is. And then it's just like WoW has to come in there right after the fact and be like, and now like they slam down this like massive tome that's just full of like every feature this housing system is gonna have, that every MMO, like it's unbelievable what WoW is doing. But at the same time, I love that in this quick turnaround, in like a year, they must have already been anticipating some of this. I'm sure that like the WoW features and stuff as well kind of made them go, oh wait, we should look at some of this stuff too, right? But like templates are amazing to be able to like save or toggle on and off as well. Like whether or not, like you were talking about, maybe you want to let your friends be able to copy the things that you've made, or you want people who come by to be able to snag whatever design you've made. Absolutely. You can enable it so that they can also then use that template in their own home, or you can disable it if you're like, this is my masterpiece, good luck recreating it, you know, like, which I also love.
I will not share my secrets.
It's so good. And like these are the features that I think are keeping the Guild Wars 2 homesteads something that's still like really amazing in this space, and especially for an MMO that has no subscription and everything else, right? Like that's huge to see them already turning around and adding these huge quality of life features to it.
Yeah. So if again audibly, and if people, so what you can do now is that you can, so you can't switch instances to different like settings. So for example, I have a winter wonderland in my homestead, which is actually just a bunch of snow with a bit put on the top of the hut because it was Christmas. And I haven't changed it since. But now you can save that epic homestead as a template, and you can just call it Crappy Christmas or something like that, because is what I would call my homestead. Basic Christmas without any much Christmas stuff. And then you can just wipe it away, and you can also delete it, I suppose, if you wanted to. But you can just, so basically you can just load up different things. So depending on the season, depending on, you know, like Fornex said and other people, you can combine different bits and bobs, or you can just go to someone else's homestead. You can take their layout and bring it into your homestead, but you do need to make sure that you've got available pieces that can be filled out in that homestead, because you can't just take all of their stuff and put it in yours, because you need to have copies of each of the furnishings and stuff to make sure that that gets completed, which is cool.
Can I clarify?
You can clarify something
about just that point. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your flow, but even if you don't have the pieces, it will still put what you've got down.
Yes.
And then as you get the pieces, you can just reload it and it will pop them in as you get them. And there's a feature that shows you. There's a feature that shows you what you're missing, what's in there, and what you're missing. So it's really, really user friendly. Yeah, it's really,
And I think as well too, you can do this in game by taking the layout in game the way that Rook was saying, where you're in your friend's homestead and they open up the ability for you to be able to do that. But you can also download the XML files from, like, if somebody makes it available to other players, I have this really cool homestead, here's my design. You can take that and you can take what you want if you're willing to sit and read through an XML file, which I don't know. I mean, there are people who will be, so, but you can take what you want from that and put it into like your homestead's XML file, save it to your computer, because these are all saved locally in your Guild Wars 2 folders, and it'll be available for you in game, which I think is awesome to be able to customize it that way.
And they said if you don't want to, you can do most, other than what you just said, you can do most of this in game as well. So if you go to someone else's place, you save it as a template and you open it up in yours, you can just do it that way. Or you can, someone can just send you a file, copy, paste it, put it in the folder, and then blah, 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 it'll be up and ready to go. So it's really nice because it's just like this ability to share and just show other people around. I think is just going to, make that even more prevalent, I think, between people. I think this is going to be, I'm probably going to jump into this more, knowing that I can now build pieces that would actually make a structure, like walls and roofs and stuff like that. But I'm interested to see what other people are going to make, so I can steal their stuff, designs, because I'm just going to steal a heart and then I'm going to use that heart in other places, and so I won't have to build it. So if people, you could have like a homestead where someone is like, pay me 10 gold and you can come in and take all of these designs for different structures, and then you can put them in your do you know what I mean, like a realtor.
Homestead professionals.
Like it would be so sick. That would actually be very, very cool. But
I think one of the major, I had a lot of more excitement for the homestead feature when it was first being announced. I'm not much of a decorator or architect in that manner, but because it was Guild Wars 2, I was willing to give it a try. And then seeing that the initial introduction of homesteads with Hearth's Glow didn't give you a lot of base assets to build your own stuff. That's really what kind of swept me out from the ankles. And I was like, I lost all momentum with the homestead feature. But this time around, on top of all of the additional like quality of life features of templates and the XML files, and being able to also copy, almost like save where a decoration is and then just duplicate another one so you can more easily create structures, and then having basic assets, I think this is definitely going to be easier for me to get into and feel more willing to, because I remember some of those decorations that you'd have to craft to mimic a wall were very expensive and were sometimes laborious. So this hopefully is a little bit more accessible in terms of pricing, in terms of how much you actually need, and I'm excited this time around, more so than Janthier Wilds.
You made a really good point about the duplication and stuff, because on the actual, they've done something, everyone. They've sneaked something into the blog post that we have wanted to happen for a long effing time. Okay? They've always had the written word and the picture, but they very rarely have a video that actually shows you in game, in the expansion, a feature with which is being shown, like with the thing they're trying to show you. Like literally, this could be one of the first times they've ever done something specific like this, where they're like, we did this thing, here is the thing in the blog post. And I'm just like, wow. I know, because they have trailers, and yes, they have maybe some abilities of stuff sometimes, but it's always like, pretty
It's
dark
true.
and stuff. And it's like,
And you know, speaking of the video that's in the blog post, at least when I'm looking at, it sort of showcases the place like duplicate skill,
yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
So I know earlier for next you were talking about the fact that, and I still think they need to kind of do this independently, but that not being able to have things snap is kind of like a hassle. Like, sure, you can line things up, you can try to get it perfect, but like if it won't be perfectly in line, or you know, if you just can't seem to get the pixels to align, it makes it a lot harder to kind of just make some of those basic structure shapes that you don't want to be what's taking you, 50 hours to make, right?
Yeah.
So the place duplicate skill with that video at least seems like it will help a little bit, because you can, like, if you have like a piece of wall, you can place it down, you can use the duplicate, and then it will hinge off of like the placement. So while it's not like a perfect snap, it will at least allow you to like keep things in a chain that are like hinged together at the end, so that you can actually kind of try to get those things, I think, a little bit more easily lined up. We'll have to see how much it actually helps, especially if you're trying to put in things like the doorways and other stuff like that, But it might help a bit, and then maybe it gives us some hope that if that still doesn't seem like it's enough, they'll kind of maybe play with it a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that snapping feature is really, really important, like for building.
Having a grid system would be great, and having that snap. I think my friend mentioned, I don't know if I didn't personally catch this, but I think this might be old or new. If you shift drag something, it will change its position by 45-degree increments. So you will be able to have that outline, and then with duplicating and moving it with the 45-degree increments, you'll be able to at least make like right angles much faster and more easily. So, but there are these small things that keep getting added, which hopefully will lead to something like a snappier grid system, and maybe even like exact coordinates and scale sizes that have numeric value rather than just like a sliding scale.
Right.
That would be lovely to know when you're at 90 degrees, to know when you're at 100 degrees. That would be ideal.
Gonna say, even if they had it like on the tool where it showed you the degree you've turned something, that would be awesome. So I could see I'm at 90 degrees.
Yeah.
That would be lovely.
That's true.
That would be a workaround the snap system that would actually be like possibly feasible now if they thought about it, because it's just a numerical representation. I will say that one thing that I did notice that when they started the podcast, they were when they started the showcase, they were talking about what you can and can't do. So all the stuff that's in the new Homestead is completely strip it down, take it up, put it anywhere you like. But the buildings in the old Homestead are static and they can't change them.
Don't think you can take that building down, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can't take it down. It's kind of sad. It would be, if it's a static feature, maybe they could think of some capacity to change it, to morph it, to reskin it, because apparently there's a big hole in the bottom of the map and stuff. I'm not going to judge their coding. I'm not qualified, but it would be nice to be able to have a bit more functionality, a bit more agency of aesthetic in the older map. And they like to monetize things, so there's a thought for them. But no, I'm really happy that they're advancing the feature. I'm really happy that we've got this beautiful new map. It does seem to be maybe it's just my imagination. I know that the video's stopped, but I'm not sure how big or small this island is compared to the first homestead we have. I think it looks a little bit more diminutive, but I don't necessarily think that that's a bad idea. And also, you still can do stuff underwater. You can have a completely underwater biome, and you can decorate. And they actually demonstrated how deep you can go into the cavern with that.
Yeah,
and it's really cool.
I mean, if you think about
a little
like,
more
vertical than it's all spread out.
Yeah, I think it's rather than the verticality of it is different to, because you can even go underwater to a certain point. I think they were showing as well. So you remember you can build. I mean, technically you could build underwater, but you would have to swim underwater while doing so. It wouldn't be like you lock out the water.
Be when you're in water.
Yeah. I would hope you'd be able to take the little B mode and just like go down.
Hopefully,
If that would get rid of any swim speed difficulties or just make it a bit smoother. I'm not sure.
It'd be cool if you could take the water out, honestly. But then what would you do?
You just have a
Yes.
dry hole. Oh,
Yeah.
You're
I didn't
doing
mean
it
to say that.
wrong,
Things
and that's
become more
rude.
complicated when you've got a dry hole.
Like there's things that can help with that, but that would be funny.
Now available
in more
now
ways
on the
than
Lightbringers
one.
store, the Lightbringers loop. You too.
You know, like we're sex positive here. I think we could make a whole thing of it.
I got a whole thing.
We're just continuing.
I got halfway through and I said, "Oh, I can't take that back." I'd already flipped out.
Oh my
I think
god.
that is a cool idea that, like, I don't know how they would be able to do it. I don't think they could with the game specifically now, but
It's a
like,
lot, yeah.
is there a way that they could do where if you put, I'm like racking my brain.
Right
Like if you
now.
came down and then you like completely walled in a thing,
Yeah, it doesn't
with
remove
that,
the water.
could you keep the
though.
water out? I feel like
Nah.
the water is persistent throughout it,
Yeah,
right? So
it's just
Yeah.
a thing
Um,
that exists. It's
maybe
not
Maybe
like
like
a...
put walls to have like a bathtub, like a really deep pool or something.
Yeah, you could do
hot
it.
spring, like make it kind of do some sort of hot spring thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll release furnishing items that, like, especially because we have things like the Inquest being featured in, you know, the new expansion. Maybe there'll be something like kind of like a little pod, you know, like Subnautica style pod that you
Yeah.
could like submerge down there, and that because of the programming, it would be dry within,
Oof, yeah,
and you could like
maybe.
swim down to it or something. I don't know.
We could
But
just
it's
petition for a dry hole. I mean, it's something that could happen on the forum.
Get on the forums, everyone. Dry hole petition. Sure, that'll go far.
Oh my god.
We're adults.
Rickery's just like... That's great. We are adults. This is true. You'd think so. Okay. Dry holes and...
Yeah, I love the
celery.
new dry hole feature coming. No, I'm sorry. It's not. It's only wet hole as far as we can tell. But I think that the
Holding
cave.
in
Let me
words.
just take a second here, and I'm going to turn it around. I think the cave that the hole is in is actually gorgeous, and it might be my fish. It might be my
You really like
God.
those deep
It
holes?
might be
Those deep
my
chasms?
favorite part of the homestead. I think it's really beautiful, and I want to do something cool down there. So I
Oh,
do
I bet.
really love.
It's a very private space, Rickery. Very private. You can do
That'll
whatever
be
you
my
want down
special
there in that
space.
hole.
So
No
we can have a
judgment.
lot of fun.
Okay. You can fit a lot in that hole as well. There's space.
Yeah.
Significant room down there.
It's cavernous, one might say.
Yes.
Um,
Oh wow. Oh wow.
yes.
Deep caverns.
I'm gonna put a lot in there. I'm gonna cram it full, and I'm gonna have a lot
Damn.
of fun. Great.
Damn. And you can invite other people as well. That's the best thing about it. You could have a whole pie of people down in the cavern. So good. Wonderful.
I'm fun.
You might get a lot out of it. It might-
I am.
you know?
Jebro was like, I've got you all muted at the start of the stream. You're all making sex jokes. No one will hear you. And now here we are. Everybody can hear us. And this is just how it is. So,
Yes.
I mean, yes,
Oh,
I
sex
think
jokes.
that
Sorry,
is
yeah.
cool. Yes, I think that it's great. I really do appreciate that they have still been trying to make the maps interesting and that, like, you know, they have fun little area, like different spots that you can kind of go to that, like, I don't know, you could imagine different things for. It doesn't just have to be like, oh, yes, this clearly is where they wanted me to put the house. And so I guess if I'm going to do that, I'll build a house here. And I hope that they do go back, maybe if they get some time and like fill in the ground texture in the original one and then make it so that, you know, again, that functionality is over there. So you could remove the house from Janthier Wilds, Homestead and things like that. But overall, I think this new map is really cool. I think it's great. I think the quality of life stuff looks really nice. Yeah, I can't think of anything else right now because my brain is still just thinking about all the
Been
jokes you all just made.
It has been
I mean,
consumed.
there isn't a whole
So-
much. Go on, sorry, go on for next. You were gonna. Add.
Sorry, I was just going to say that if you need to name the podcast, the one where Rook came out as a bottom, I think would be the perfect name for this podcast.
Fornex, you can't call me out like this. You are correct, but please.
Hey, Rook. Hey, Mama.
Oh wow.
You see me. We see each other. We see each
Multiple things
other.
are coming out. Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, I didn't
Sorry.
mean that.
Homesteads.
Homestead.
Homesteads. What else did they talk
And
about? There's got to be something.
there is a great element. I think we've already mentioned this, but just the fact that you don't have to necessarily sacrifice your old layout just to like reinforce this because of the template system. You can have templates, not just like various ones for that map. You can have them between the Janthir Wilds one and also the Castoran one. So you can still go back to Hearth's Glow with all of your beautiful decorations and puzzles that you create and your race tracks and whatnot. But you will have to make that efforted switch to interact with both of them. It's not like you can have like, oh, I just freely choose. You have to kind of commit and then, switch over the templates manually.
Homesteads.
Yeah, I think that they were talking about how you could like load the other template, like if you had a Janthir template into the island, but it's not gonna work properly because the reference points are very different. But I think even if this was the only feature, even if these templates were the only feature, I think people who really love the guild housing that we have, the homesteading that we have will be super happy, because I know people who've put hundreds of hours into their like perfectly crafted home, and the ability and then they don't want to change it because they've put so much time into it, and now they can save that and they can start again and they can switch the map. And you saw repeatedly they were clicking on and off and reloading like the default setting of the map whenever they wanted. And I think that freedom to have like a summer map and a winter map and a puzzle map and all this functionality being brought over into the guild halls, so you can have like fun jumping puzzles for your guildies and you can set it up. You don't have to just do it all before like you want to have a Halloween party. You can have a Halloween setup so that you don't have to like rush to do it and take everyone's decorations down. And it's such a great quality of life feature, and I think that Guild Wars 2 is full of these type of features, and they have a huge amount of care about their players' time, and I think this is like another example of like them really caring about their community. So yeah, thumbs up from me. It is a very good. I like it.
Definitely good additions. Definitely good. I think like we've talked about, there are some things that we would like to potentially see in future, hopefully some of the snapping and whatnot, but maybe programming and whatnot, we don't really know ourselves how that all works.
Still want there to be target golems and interactable objects that we can fight.
Yeah,
I'm such like a combat person, like to make videos to show off skills, to practice rotations. I know we have like the aerodrome, but the aerodrome, she's not giving. It's not giving. So I just have another area where you can kind of create a training area, interact with various things. That's like the one thing. If they added that, I think I would spend so much more time doing homestead stuff.
Elder Scrolls Online, you can buy target dummies on the store, and then there are different ones, and you can track your DPS and stuff, which they could easily make some money out of that. I mean, one thing we have seen that has been added monetarily wise, I'm trying to see if I can find it. Richie actually did it without, I don't think they really talked about this too much. There we go. But it is a different, so in games like Path of Exile and stuff, when you portal home, you can get different skins for when you use a portal. Now, I don't know if there were ones before this and I missed it. I actually didn't. I saw the first one on the gem, so I'm not sure if that is the first one. But there's a different. But you can get different. We talked about this on the Lightbringers before it came out. Not before it came out. When they showed us these portals and stuff. I think before, to get to the homesteads, we were like, oh, skins for doors and stuff. And they got doors skins now, so you can when you go to your homestead, there's a different skin, which is cool. Well, that was kind of a fun thing that I saw on you can do that in game now, obviously, but just a reminder that they're kind of doing that. So they're monetizing things quite well, I think.
My one criticism of this monetization is that it's also, they missed out on also having this be a decoration that you can set in your home. Because I would love to have this
with that door
particular
specifically?
Castoran door, like in a structure that I'm making, that isn't just a portal. I like to have it as a doorway that you can pass through, and not be like a prompt that's like, would you like to go back to the Quarteria? So I think it would be really awesome if you could utilize these really, really, really cool looking assets, not just to get somewhere, but to also furnish your homestead as well.
Yeah.
That's my like one little criticism of it.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, so if we're talking about like features that I hope that they're working on, I did watch the whole thing, but I can't remember whether they talked about acquisition of items and how many items you can store and that kind of thing. And I know there's an unlock process via the mastery, but I feel like if they really want this feature to flourish, they have to take the brakes off some of this stuff. They have to make it easier to acquire things. You have to decide whether you want people to be having to grind a lot or to be having a lot of fun with a feature that brings them into game and keeps them in game and keeps them playing. And I feel like their emphasis on people having to like do these weekly grinds and things, I think that's kind of it for a very casual friendly game, and it really truly is. This is one of the least casual friendly aspects of it in what I would say is arguably the coziest section of the game, which is Homestead.
I agree.
So I feel like, guys, I love this feature. I want your community to play it a lot. Please take away all these kind of... I'm not saying there can't be requirements to unlock items and having special items for raids and stuff. That's not what I'm saying. But for the lion's share of stuff, just let people have as much as they can. Make it easy to unlock. Make it fun to unlock. Don't put a big time sink in, and let people just have fun.
I agree.
Yeah, because the resources are like every week they reset that you can like gather from those stations, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, those special crafting kind of version mats and stuff that you have to get. And I honestly think like that was one of the main reasons that I didn't immediately just go straight into trying to do a bunch of stuff with housing. Like I only recently, and part of it is that I have been busy, to be fair, but like I only recently circled back to be like, oh yeah, I really, really want to work on my homestead. And then I was like, so I guess I'll start grinding the weekly stuff and I'll get all my masteries up because I want to have full access to all the furniture. So I'll go around and grind other stuff. So like essentially I'm doing everything except for the feature that I wanted to do, which is housing.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing all this other stuff, which is good because you do want to encourage players to like enjoy the whole expansion. But I think that there has to be some other balance, right? Like upgrading the homestead, upgrading its capabilities, upgrading your nodes, all that kind of stuff, I think makes more than enough sense for me to be a longer term kind of, while I'm doing this other stuff, I'll be working towards these things, or like special interactable items or special effect items or really, really cool things at the end that would be like special things that I could unlock for decorations. All of that, again, I think would be great. But I think that there has to, I hope that they really do look at how they're doing a lot of the currencies and things, and they have a lot more stuff that's just like readily accessible and very easy for you to make, or even to like make more use of other mats in game that you could be collecting from that expansion or something that you could come and turn in for additional currencies or something. Because otherwise it just, it really feels like if you want to do the thing, you have to do so much other than the exact thing that you want to do. And I think that's why a lot of people I know just haven't really gotten in there to do as much as they were hoping.
Yeah. I will also say that like I have bought some of the homestead items on the gem store. And I was like incredibly disappointed that I got one of each item and then I had to craft the rest.
Yeah,
I've given you real life money. Give me 50 of each. Stop being cheap bar stools. Don't do that. You know, or give me an unlimited thing. It's a thing. Give me an unlimited thing. I've given you this real money. Give me something. I don't want to have to... because they've been so stingy with the crafting resources, and because it's so time-gated, I'm constantly thinking, oh, do I really want to make that? And oh, do I really want to make this? And it kind of constrains the gameplay. If you want creative gameplay, you have to kind of take the brakes off. And again, I'm not saying you can't have things that people work towards. Put items, unlocks. Like if you want to unlock human things, go and play through the human zones. Do the human part. Do the dungeons related to the human characters, and then you can unlock these different. They could have loads and loads of gameplay loops that keep players in the game, that utilize old content. It's like old money for new money for old rope. Yeah, they finally got that. There's so much they could do with this system, and so many old assets that they've already got in the game that they could unlock just by a gameplay. So I'm not saying that it shouldn't be earned or that it can't be part of the gameplay loop, but I think at the moment it is so arduous and so pernickety, and so it feels penny pinching to play it, and it puts a lot of super casual players who don't have a huge amount of time off from playing the feature that they want to do. They're having to, like, I don't know, jump through hoops. It's such a shame because it's such a great feature. I think more people would play it if they just took the brakes off and just relaxed and just let people have fun with the toys.
What about Engel? What about you? Do you have any comments about some of this stuff?
If I don't want to get off this topic, if other people have,
you can get on the topic as well. You can talk about whatever you want. Yeah, no, we're just.
Well, I largely agree with that. One of the things, though, I've been thinking about that I would still love to see is the ability to like open your homestead, maybe even if you are not online, for people to tour. I think that as well might be really cool if you're like, I'm interested in maybe getting a certain kind of homestead from somebody, like their XML file or something. I want to go check it out in person first. And I understand there's probably like some limitations to that, but one of the ways I've been thinking about it was like, what if you could keep your doorway in the guild hall? Or something like that, where your guildies could go and check out your homestead, or if somebody had like a beetle racetrack in their homestead, and they, you want to be free to be able to go in there and practice it. Absolutely. And you could go in to your guild hall and get their homestead while they're not even there. But
Elder Scrolls Online, you can do that. You can go into people's home instances, and because they've got crafting benches which are specific to so there's instances which people create where they've got crafting benches for all different types of gear you have to accumulate, and you can only go to these certain crafting benches, so people open up their instances for people to go in for their guilds. It's exactly like you say, and that you can do that offline. But also in other games, like, if you've ever played New World, for example, when you go through the home city, you get from different cities, they have apartments rather than houses. And the best house that is kind of been voted for, that has the most accumulated score based on decorations, which is a bit weird, is displayed to everyone. Like, that particular apartment is displayed, and you can walk through it, and there is like a leaderboard, so you can just walk through people's houses, apartments, etc., while they're offline, but they're displayed. So, like, in the same vein that you're talking about, I think it would be cool to have a voting or leaderboard system to, where people can
competitive
vote.
Housing.
Competitive housing, yeah. I mean, that's literally, a thing that happens in some games. So you could do it, and where you can just visit people. I love the idea of going to, because it's free. It's free content creation in the game for ArenaNet, where they don't have to build extra stuff. People build the things. You go and see the things, and you spend more time in the game because people have built it for you. And like Roblox or so, it's like when you just go and like play games that other people do. Which
that is such a good point, because I think the thing about a housing system is that if you're really going to use this as a selling point for your game, it needs to be visible as a thing in your game. And right now, I think a lot of those things, Fornex, love how you phrase it, the idea of taking the brakes off of it. Right now, I don't know if homesteads are doing the amount of work that they could to be constantly
I don't think so.
encouraging people to try this out, come into the game, and look at this as a new and ongoing feature in Guild Wars 2. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it is so slow to get into it. So people struggle to get the momentum. They struggle to have the pieces. It's expensive. It's a long-term thing. So you have this new feature that we've just had come out here, in our last year. But you don't see it all over social media. You don't see a ton of pictures of it. You don't see a bunch of people doing all kinds of housing tour streams. You don't see people, doing like little home decoration contests. You don't see people showcasing the builds and stuff that they've made and then talking about how they achieved it. And I think a lot of that is because the community that would be most avidly in that, or the players coming in that would be the most drawn by it, kind of got to it and then kind of hit this wall, and they were like, ugh, and then they weren't able to really push further. And I think things like the templates and stuff like that will help a lot in certain regards, because I think you will see people being like, here's this build that I did, like you can also, come over, or like we even talked about 10 gold, like, and I'll unlock it for you, or whatever it is. So I think we might see more of that. But I think I think that's my biggest hope, other than the features that they've delivered, because I love all the stuff that they're implementing. I love the new island. I think this new homestead, I'm so happy they are doing new homesteads with new expansions. But I think they wanted to do a little bit more work for them as well. And tying it into other things, tying it into easier gameplay loops, adding alternatives, opening up some of the restrictions on a lot of things, I think would immediately start making this more of an ongoing feature that they can actually like really have just drawing people into the game.
Yeah. In Palia, so Palia is like a super cozy MMO style game, and it's all about the homes and the gardens that you can make, and they have a system whereby you can have multiple like home plots, and you can put them up onto a rotation that people could come. They can vote for the house that they like. They can take screenshots. They can and you get like fancy name tags above your name if you get so many votes for this type of thing. One's a little hat with stars, and it's just silly things, but it keeps people interested. It allows the community to have some fun around it, and I think that's like the most Guild Wars 2-y kind of Fashion Wars-y iteration I can think of, for people to be like fashion warsing their houses. I love that. I think that would be fantastic, and I also think that if they build that kind of feature, and even if they just pull off the brakes and loosen the requirements for crafting and stuff, I think that they will see that people will be more drawn to it, and then they will have the initiative to actually, yes, our players are playing this. It is worth investing time. It's worth investing dev hours into this so that they can expand this feature, because I genuinely think that it's some of the best housing that you can get in any game. I just think that that how they've delivered it has been a bit of a barrier to entry for the community. So fingers crossed that with this new map and with the new templates, there'll be more eyes on it, and then they can keep iterating.
Cool. Okay. Well, did anyone have any other points I think they want to talk about in terms of Homestead and whatnot? Because today's show isn't going to be a hugely long one, but I wanted to hang out today and talk about the things. I think we made some good points. Is there any more information or things people want to talk about in terms of this?
No.
I think we're good then. I mean, it was just going to be a quickie show today. Just a quickie. A quickie. You can't be quick. You can't be quick in the. You don't want to be quick in the dry holes. That's for sure. Please don't force that. Please don't force that.
I know we all know about a dry top, but this is the first time hearing about a dry hole.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Y'all remember Living World Season 2?
Oh.
Yeah, no, we remember Kurf. We remember Kurf.
Okay.
Mirio remembers. Jeez.
You have souvenirs of that dry. Oh, sorry.
Souvenirs.
Wow, I'm so glad that we talked about homesteads and stayed perfectly on topic and didn't say anything inappropriate today. What a great podcast.
Family friendly.
It was so good.
Yeah, Christian, family friendly.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. Making a family friendly.
Oh my God.
Filth.
Brooks rings around Uranus moment. It was amazing. Yes.
Just terrible. I mean, I I am pure and innocent. My mind has been rotted.
Yeah, poor Jebro. This has been really hard for you, I can imagine, given
These past 2 years are just taking a toll.
Yeah, I'm losing my hair.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah, sure, you are still in the process of losing your hair.
There's still some on the sides and the back.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was that 40 inches? Come on.
Wait, what?
What?
40.
Sweetie, that's very greedy. That is very, very greedy.
Jesus.
Wow, should we do outros? What do you think?
I think it's time.
Yeah, we got the expansions coming out next month. Make sure you check out all these wonderful people, Rookery, Engel, Fornax, and Kroof. All have their bits and bobs in the description below. They also have links to purchase Visions of Eternity, which is the latest expansion coming out. All ArenaNet partners, so their link is affiliated with ArenaNet and is all official. I also have my own link there, but make sure you go and check your support to them, please. Massively appreciated. And yeah, we're coming out next month. I'm not sure when the next podcast will be. Probably not next week, as we're waiting to see what's about. We might do a cheeky gameplay stream of some of the season 2 gameplay, some of the season 2 stuff we were doing, because we started playing that. Someone may have died, which was fun. We'll find out more about that soon. Just keep looking on the Blue Sky for myself, which is Jebro Unity, as well as the twitch.tv/Jebro Unity and youtube.com/Jebro Unity, where you can find out where all the podcasts are. Hundreds of episodes there. And yeah, wonderful guests. Rookery, tell us what you do. You do it very quickly so we can.
Yeah, hi, I'm Rookery. That's spelled ROOXURI. Wait a second. Oh no, there's a K in there. That's ROOKURI. And you can find me on Twitch, YouTube. You can find me on Twitter at Rookery _ Blue Sky at Rookery, though I still need to actually post things there. Sorry. You can find me on Instagram at Rookery. Whoops. And if I'm not live on any of those channels, again, I'm probably live doing something somewhere else. I try to keep everybody up to date with what events I'm doing. We just got back from Gamescom with World of Warcraft. There is more coming up soon, so keep an eye out, because I've been frequently over on the official World of Warcraft channels, Final Fantasy XIV's channel, and more. So yeah, come find me where I'm at, and let's talk games and play some MMOs.
Lovely, lovely. Engel, your turn.
Yes.
Things and stuff.
My name's Engelbert Meow. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Engelbert Meow. You could basically find me on all my socials with that name. So Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and so on and so forth. YouTube, although that's kind of sparse right now. Anyway, I do makeup design and cosplay over on my channel for people, places, and things from around the Guild Wars 2 universe, and we do it to raise money for charity. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Thanks for having me, everybody.
You're so welcome, and I'm very glad to have you back as well, my friend. And Fornax, that's what you're doing, where you're doing the things and witch holes. I mean, what?
Witch holes? What?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Which places
what? Hey.
in the game,
sorry.
in the world.
Which places? I'm from the UK. That's the place in the world that I am from.
Yes.
And I'm over on YouTube, where I make content occasionally for Guild Wars 2 and other MMOs. And you can find me on Blue Sky. It's the only social media thing that I'm actually doing, because, wow, World on Fire, and it's at the Fornax the Herald over on there. And it's Fornax, XASSASSS. Fornax, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much as well. Proof, last but not least,
Hi.
the things and the stuff.
Hi. You can follow me over on Twitch or YouTube. You can find me at Kroof. I hyperfixate on MMOs and RPGs. You can find me, it's spelled CRUUF. No, actually, it's not. It's KROOF. But close enough.
R-O-O-F.
No X. No X.
No X.
But
Okay. Fair.
come on by, and maybe there will be an X. Who knows?
You could be their next ex.
Ooh,
You could be the next X. Oh my god.
Okay.
Ooh, does anyone want to be my ex? Ooh,
Nice.
I'm starting a new competition reality TV show where people compete to be my next ex.
I'd watch it, honestly.
Oh,
Same.
Amazing.
Oh dear.
All right, peeps. Well, thanks so much for joining us on a shorter one, but a fun one. And we'll see you soon. Pay attention to all the things, and we'll be back. If you want to join the Discord as well, which is Lightbringers technically, I renamed mine. You can do that in the chat, and also there will be a link in the description below the YouTube video. And we will see you next time on Lightbringers. Thanks so much for watching. You take care. Have a good one. And don't forget, if you're going to be having a dry hole, just be very, very wary about the implications and future issues you may encounter. Hopefully
this stream has
short
been
term.
sponsored by
Short
Vagisil.
I
Turn
don't
my
need
head.
Lightbringers lube.
Lightbringers Loop, available not now.
It will
on
be
any
water-based. We got
stores.
you.
Yes. Yes.
Remember your safe word, kids. Remember your safe word. Yeah.
Goodbye,
Mine's a
everyone.
brand.
I'm sorry. I'm good.
Poughkeepsie. Poughkeepsie for me.
Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie was my ex's name.
Oh,